Okay, so you can see here I've got a candle. Now this is one of those, it comes like this. Ignore that painting, I'm going to show you that in a minute. It comes like this. It is a wax coated candle, but it is a fake candle. Okay, so it's an LED. This happens to be from Michael's. I picked it up. It's a 4" by 6" LED candle. Okay, and there's a little tester thing in here so you can see how that works. You push that button and see that it lights up there, and then the side lights up. See that? So it looks kind of realistic. It's not the really expensive kind, but it does the trick. Okay, so I want you to see what I've done. I did a little prep of painting on here for what I want to share with you, and I'm going to demonstrate that on a piece of cardstock just so you can see how I did it. But what this is our color shift paint. So Plaid Folk Art color shift paint, and I use purple flash for the top part, orange flash for the middle, and yellow flash for the bottom. Okay, and this is going to be like a sky appearance. All right, and then I've got some multi-surface paints. I've got licorice and wicker white. All right, and I also pulled out some green flash, so we'll see if I use that. And then I also got, where did it go? Neon purple. Oh, here it is. It tipped over on me. So I've got the neon purple as well. So those are some fun colors for Halloween. Now I want you to think also that this doesn't have to be for Halloween. You could do something a little less purpley, right? So maybe just the oranges and yellows, and maybe some greens for fall, right? And you could do a different type, but what I'm going to do is a silhouette. Okay, so I'm going to show you that you can paint not only on glass, but also on candles. Right on wax, okay? And so I'm going to share that with you. And I picked up a couple of pieces here from Dollar Tree. This is a black ceramic bowl, okay? And then a matching black ceramic plate, all right? This is not a dinner plate. This is a salad plate size, okay? So I have those. And so the first thing you want to do is prep them by wiping off all surface oils. So I use alcohol to do that. You can use alcohol or vinegar. I like that alcohol evaporates faster and doesn't have that vinegary smell, okay? So this is 91% isopropyl alcohol, and goodness knows in this day and age with COVID, we all got alcohol somewhere in our house, right, for some reason. So what you're going to do on the candle and on the bowls is you're going to take that alcohol and wipe the surface of that to get any residue, finger oils, manufacturing dirt, etc. off of the candle. Okay, so when I painted this, that's exactly what I did. Okay, and then you're going to come to your bowl. I'm painting the outside of the bowl. Okay, so you want to do that as well. And then the same thing with the plate. And I'm wearing gloves because that way I know I can touch any of this after I've cleaned all the surface dirt off, and I won't get any of my finger oils on it, okay? Just make sure you don't, touch your glove to your face or something and get oils from your skin on there, okay? All right, so knowing that you can't bake these are not going to be used for food or any kind of handling, right, that would require you to, cure them quickly or bake them. I wasn't concerned about that. Obviously, you don't want to put a candle in the oven, but if you wanted to cure the paint on these pieces here, you certainly could. I would just remove any paper stickers, etc. The only things you can't really put in the oven is anything that's been glued or has plastic on it. And then curing wise, once the paint has dried for 24 hours, you're going to put your painted piece of glass or ceramic in the oven, in a cold oven, on the rack or on a tray. Turn the oven on to 325 to 350 depending on your oven. I like 325 just because it doesn't change my coloring of my whites and things quite so much. And then you're going to leave it at that temperature for 30 minutes. Then you're going to turn the oven off, let everything stay in the oven and cool down slowly so that it doesn't crack and break. Okay, and then your hand painted items will be top rack dishwasher safe. I recommend hand washing. but certainly they are cured so that you can handle them, use them for drinkables, etc. You just don't want to put paint on something that you're going to use utensils or whatever on, but you could use it for cookies, etc. Okay, so these are the colors that I have put out, as I mentioned before. We have our color shift paints here, and then I've got the green over here. And then I'm going to take a sponge. So I sponge that on, ooh, sorry. I sponge that onto my candle, and I'm going to show you how I did that. So first, of course, you always want to dampen your sponge slightly by putting your fingers in the water and then rubbing it on the surface of the sponge. So I'm going to start from the purple and work my way down. So I'm going to pick up purple flash on my sponge, okay? And this is what I did. I went side to side first, right, from the top of the candle down, and then I tapped with my sponge just to give it, I didn't want the streaky look. I wanted more of a muted, color blended look, okay? Then I wiped that off of my sponge and picked up the orange, okay? So now I have orange flash, and I'm going to turn my sponge so it's down facing, so over the purple, and then come down a little further, and again tap that out, and where it meets the purple, I'm going to pay close attention to that to make sure that the colors come together. Now, if they don't, you can pick up just a touch of that purple flash on one corner of your brush, and you can come along right in here and kind of go side to side across that threshold between the two colors and let those two blend together. Okay, so that'll give you a more muted and ombre look, I guess, there. Okay, so then you're going to come down, and I'm going to wipe off again on my, just to get any surface paint off of my sponge. Pick up the yellow. All right, now the yellow, you're going to want to come down below and work your way up into the orange, and then do the same sort of thing. You're going to tap it out, okay, and so you're coming right to the bottom of the candle here, and then tap that out. And then again, I can come back and pick up just a little bit of that orange again, and right in here where those two colors come together, you're just going to pounce together with that sponge, and then a little more yellow, and keep it yellow down here. Okay, a little bit of that orange in there is fine, but it's mostly yellow down there. Okay, so that's how I went from top to bottom on my candle, right? See that? Just like that. Okay, so don't be afraid to try candles. They're a fun gift to give people. I gave my mother my very first candle I ever painted right after I started to learn how to paint one stroke, and she still had it till the day she passed. And I begged her to let me do a new one. She said, nope, that was her favorite. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do with that. I'm going to set that aside now so that you can see what we're going to do next. Okay, so here's our candle. And what I had planned to do for this is a silhouette. So I want to take, now these are vintage. You don't make these anymore, but these are our glass brushes. They're white bristles, so that's what you want to look for, is a soft bristle brush. Either if you can find some of the original light green handle white bristle brushes that Donna and Plaid put together, great, get them, grab them, keep them. If you can't, then there's the black handled ones with the white bristles, but you're just looking for something with a very soft bristle to it, okay? It's a lot softer than our regular golden Taklon ones, okay? All right, so I am going to come in here, and on my candle, you still get the brush damp. I'm going to come right in here. I've got a 6 flat here, and I'm going to load it with black, so licorice, okay? And so from here, what I'm going to do is create a little scene with a tree, okay? So I want to come to the right side of my candle here, and I'm going to come right down there. It's just a silhouette, so it's all black, okay? And so more black, and you can go right off the top. I come right up to the chisel edge and create the top of that tree, and then you can come on the chisel and add more branches. I use the 6 to get the main branches, and then I will come in and do the small skinny ones, excuse me, with a 2 script liner. Okay, so I'm going to add a few more, right? And I just kind of sputter those along so that they look old and creaky, spooky looking, okay, for Halloween. All right, so that's as much as I want to do on the tree with this size brush, and then I'll come in with the 2 script liner in a minute. Now, the other thing I wanted to do is I saw some examples of out there with some like old fencing, like a cemetery, okay? So you might come and do some crooked uprights, posts for a fence. And they don't have to be perfect. None of this has to be perfect, okay? So you can come along here, right? And you got all that. So then from there, you would do the cross pieces. I'm going to turn this a little bit this way. And I'm going to come right from here. And I'm going to kind of go up and down. So those don't want to be, nothing is straight, right? Okay, so you have a top one and then a second one is good. Okay, just like that. Again, nothing perfect. And so you've got the starting of your little scene here with the cemetery, and then you could even do some headstones if you wanted to, or whatever you like, little bats. So I had the idea to put a bat in here. And I'm going to switch now to that script liner so that I can do both of those at the same time. So I got a 2 script liner now, and I'm going to load licorice on that. So let me finish this tree first. Okay, so I'm right up on the tip of the brush, creating little twigs. All right, you don't have to do a ton of detail on these. It's actually better if you don't spend a lot of time on it. All right, and maybe you can even come out, maybe this branch comes out wide, and you could put like a screech owl or something on there. Okay, so just have fun with that. All right, so that's kind of fun. And just create your tree. There's no double loading, there's no worrying about shading or muddy brush or anything. It's just one color on the tip of the brush. All right, so maybe you even make it look a little bit like a hand. Like maybe there's a thumb right there, like it's reaching out, right? And a bunch of fingers. Okay, so make your spooky tree however you like. All right, so then what you can do is you can come along the bottom and pull up some grasses like that. So some scraggly looking brush going along the fence. Or like I said, if you wanted to do a cemetery, you could even create a headstone right there. And it's okay because everything is silhouetted, so you just fill it in. Of course, a flat brush would have been better for that, but that's okay. Right, and maybe you got another one over here, and maybe it's fallen over a little bit. Okay, so all right, so you get the idea. Maybe it's got a little top on it like that. just so you can kind of know what that is. All right, and then up here in the sky, you can do a bat. All right, so put a little round head on him like that. And then you go up 1, up 2, and down 3. And then the other side of the head, up 1, up 2, down 3. All right, and then in between there, so when you come back, you're going to come down this way and then back up where the body comes in. You're going to make a V right there. And then you're going to go down on this side and then back up to that. Okay, and then you can maybe make his head a little bit bigger. And you fill them all in with the licorice and you've got a little bat silhouette. And if you want to get perfect with this, you could sketch it on there, but I'm just having fun with this, doing a real quick little bat. And you just fill it all in. Okay. All right, so isn't he cute? Let me bring that down to a little more of a point, and that's a little better. Make that curve, and there we go. Isn't that cute? So you create your little cemetery or whatever scenery you want for your Halloween candle. All right, so I'm going to set that aside now. And then the next thing I want to show you is these pieces that I got here. So my candle is going to sit on top of this plate, just like that. And then my plate is going to sit on top of this bowl. Okay, so let me take the candle back out. So the idea is you're going to put the plate on the bowl like that. Let me turn it sideways so you can see. So it would be like this. And what we use to, whoops, I'm sorry, that's loud. What we use to secure these together is your favorite craft glue, whatever you like. You're going to glue these two together, okay, so that they stay together. Or you don't have to. You can leave them separate if that makes it easier for you to pack away, okay? But what I'm going to do now is on this bowl, I'm going to create a little spider web, okay? And then I got these fun little spiders, if spiders were fun. Real life spiders aren't fun, but aren't those cute? And these come in a pack of 4 for this size. There's also a pack of 2 of larger and then a great big one. All right, and these are at Dollar Tree. So I thought that would be fun to kind of glue them right there on the side of the bowl or on the plate. All right, so what I'm going to do now is with my script liner, I'm going to get some white. I got wicker white here, and I'm going to create a web. All right, so I'm going to come from right here underneath the plate, and I'm going to pull out white like that to get my spider's web size, okay? And you can do more than one. You can go around the bowl, however you want your web to look. Okay, and I'm going to put one more right here in the middle. There we go. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to go from in between each of these and create that spider web. So all this is more white on this black background. You're going to come right in here and make a curve that goes from one of those lines to the other, like that. All right, and so you're going to do those there, just like that. And then you're going to come back in a little bit more and do some more. More curve like this. You can make them closer together. I kind of like them far apart, but you get the idea, okay? And let's do one more. Okay. So that's really simple with white on black. Now, if you prefer more of that iridescent look, right? You could take your brush and pick up maybe some of this green would be fun, right? And maybe go along that white and add, make that green in some places, or the neon purple even for that matter, if you prefer more of that look, okay? So it's up to you, and any of those color flash colors will look good as long as they tie together. Okay, so just have fun with that however you like it. And go around your bowl. So you could have a little bit of purple in there, a little bit of green in some spots, and the white, and it will all tie together, okay? Isn't that fun? All right, so you would go around your bowl and do that, and you could even put a spider in there if you wanted to, and you could do a big, oops, sorry, purple spider would be fun, right? Or you can use those oranges, orange ones that I got, right? So maybe you would put him right about here. So you're gonna do, and I would, depending on how big of the spider you want to do, right, you do the body like that, and let's give him a green head. Okay, or you could do them all in white, whichever you prefer. Okay, and then you could add the legs. Remember, spiders have 8 legs, so they go up and out like that. Okay, so I'm putting them right there on the web. And 8, okay? So maybe even grab a little bit of white and you can put a little highlight on top of his, whoops, head like that. Put some of that green back in there. There we go. Okay, so he's kind of fun. And then maybe come along with a little bit of black here and give him a dark curve on either side. So you got this little spider guy. And you go around your bowl and you can do that. And then you can come to your plate that's going to sit on top of that bowl like this, right? Now the candle's going to sit right here in the middle, so you don't really want to paint anything right there, but you could have some fun going around the outside edge with a few colors. So maybe if you got some of this color shift here, the green and purple, you could do some stripes coming out like that, or you could do more spider web if you prefer. Just some leaves or whatever. So I'm going to do some stripes here coming out. I'm going to go in far enough that my candle hopefully will cover. Actually, let's see. Oh, I need to go way in, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go in that far. And so when you do a stripe, if you want to get symmetrical, right, you would come across here and do one on that side. Okay, and then you would come, so think of a clock face, just like we do our daisies, right? We want 12, 6, 3, 9, and then you can come in between. Okay, see that? So then you would divide those. This dries pretty quick, especially if you got a fan going. Okay, and then you can just keep going however many you want. And then I have some stones that I put in that I use for candle decorating, candlescapes and the like, that you can use. I was trying today to find, because I don't have my Halloween decorations out just yet. Almost time. I know some people already do. But I was trying to find my ones that I use for Halloween, because I've got some pretty orange and black ones, but I couldn't find them because I think they're in my attic. Doesn't that look pretty though against that black background? Okay, so going all the way around there, you got that pretty green and purple, right? And then if you wanted to, you could even do some polka dots or whatever you would like to do. And then we would go ahead and put our little candle inside there. And so let me see if I can't, how can I do this so you can see it better? Let's come down a little bit, and this is going to slide down my incline here, but we'll leave it right there. All right, and then we're going to tip this right like that so you can see it a little better. There we go. And you can even turn on the candle. I'll just push the little nub in there. See that? So we got our spider web down there, and we got our pretty little candle, our spooky candle with our Halloween cemetery and spooky tree and stripes going around. And then, like I said, I have some, these are what I'm talking about, but they're not the right color, but I have these little colored pebbles that you can get at your craft store or Dollar Tree. Okay. And then also take your, so you have these little spiders, you can take the pincher part out and glue it on, right? So he's just kind of, or you can even maybe balance him right there on the edge, right? Any fun? So that's my little project that I wanted to share with all of you. So you can come and take a little bit closer look there. See the spider down there? Okay. All right, guys. So thank you again for watching today. And I hope you enjoyed this fun little project. And the next time you go to your craft store or Dollar Tree or whatever you have near you, think about some things you could do to create for your house for the holidays or for a friend as a gift out of some very inexpensive items. All right. Talk to you soon. See you next time. Bye-bye.